I don't want to miss it. I want to make sure that I'm capturing every single part of it because I'm going to be objective. And I know that everybody is on a Monique train. Everybody is on the Monique train right now. People want to see blood. That's what I've learned about people largely is that they don't really care about what's really happening. They don't really care about truth. They don't really care about what's really happening. Shout out to Mary Creech. Mary Creech says, you see that Tucker Putin interview? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I did see that. Shout out to you, Mary Creech. I was watching it. I was actually watching Meet Kevin kind of break it down a little bit. I didn't have time to watch it in its entirety. And when I don't get a chance to watch it in its entirety, I just turn it off until I can get to it. Shout out to my dog, Class EB says, pass on a collection plate. All righty then. Let's get into, thank you, my friend. Let's get into this whole Monique situation, and we're going to talk about D.L. Hughley first.
I'm gonna bring this up. I wasn't gonna do it, but damn it, this seat.
I say you might want to have another sip
Look,
over
this seat make you go. Truth, tell it. No, tell the damn truth. God damn it, tell the truth because family is sacred.
Yo. Let me ask y'all a question before we get into this. How many of y'all actually believe that she wasn't going to say anything about D.L. Hughley before she said something about D.L. Hughley? How many of y'all don't believe that she wasn't going to actually say anything about D.L. Hughley when she came on Club Shay Shay? I wasn't going to say nothing, but let me just tell this part. Shannon Sharp ain't, I don't even know if he even asked her about D.L. Hughley, but she just went ahead and volunteered. You know what? This just been on my mind. It just came to my mind. Let me just start talking about D.L. Hughley. Okay. All right.
It's supposed to be.
And we don't cross the line with family. And people begin to get comfortable to jump on the Monique bandwagon of Monique doing things wrong and she doing this and she doing that. And there's a brother named D.L. Hughley.
Yep.
And until he take accountability, I won't let it go.
What?
Because
She evil. I don't care what y'all say. I don't care what y'all say. It does not matter what if y'all love her and you call her auntie. Her Netflix special was trash. As far as I remember, because I covered this exclusively, and I absolutely do not like D.L. Hughley, especially for the positions that he take. With regard, when he was talking about Kevin Samuels, that was it for me. For DL, that was it for me, and he stood on that junk. You know what I'm saying? So, but when him and Monique, because I got to be objective, and let me just recall this a little bit because I don't remember exactly, but it's been a while ago. When him and Monique was going back and forth, and they was talking back and forth about whatever it is that they was going back and forth, I absolutely 100% disagreed with the way that she handled that because she started talking negatively about different things that ain't even have nothing to do with D.L. Hughley. She mentioned him. She brought him up. She started throwing him under the bus. She started accusing him of different things, especially if I remember correctly about a tour that they were supposed to do or a show that they were supposed to do. And it went south. And then she started involving other people that was in his life. I think his daughter or something that didn't even have nothing to do with her discrepancy with him. And she went below the belt. And if it's my memory serves me correctly, she had apologized or something, or she had brought herself to the front of the congregation because it was a lot of back and forth and outpouring, and she said she wasn't going to say anything anymore, and it was over with or something like that, and they was just going to go their separate ways. Now she on Club Shay Shay, and she back at it again. Now she on Club Shay Shay, and she back at it again. Okay, so this just tells you. People are a person of their word. I ain't even going to say a man of their word because she's not a man. People are a person of their word as long as it serves them. People are a person of their word as long as they serves them. D.L. Hughley, to my knowledge, and I don't like D.L. Hughley, has not said anything about her whatsoever. But here we go, rehashing it, bringing it back up. And she went she went way below the belt because she started involving his family and his wife and all of this stuff. And That ain't have nothing to do with what they was talking about or what they was arguing back and forth about. And that just proves to me that women go low, but they still don't hold themselves accountable. And then she's still bringing it up, and it ain't got nothing to do with what it is that they talking about right now. But let's continue.
What would you get ready to say?
I was gonna say, what did DL do?
Let me tell you. Baby, that voice went up, didn't it? DL is friend. He like, that's my friend.
No, I've met DL on several occasions. I don't know DL like that.
Okay.
Do I know DL say like I know an earthquake? No. Do I know since I've interviewed Cat, had several conversations with him, do I know DL on that level? No.
Right. See, when we say family is sacred,
Right.
Family is sacred. And we know that you don't cross the line when it comes to family.
And I will say, Trap, that I have heard nothing outside of what I reviewed about what she said about Tyler Perry this morning. When I reviewed it on the Millionaire Morning Show, I refuse to watch any part of this interview until I can get to it on After Hours. So I know nothing about what she's about to say.
Correct.
Right? I do DL's radio show.
Yes.
DL Hughley is not there. His team is there. Mm-hmm. And Shannon, we having a great time. I mean, baby, we having a great time. We going forward, back and forth. When we get to the end of the show, they say, Monique, you want to play a game? Well, I want to play. I said, sure, sugar. Let's play a game. And it's a game called Would You Rather.
Oh.
Okay? Now.
Monique, you should have said I'm too old for this game.
Wait a minute. We're having fun, baby. Right? We're having a good time, Shannon. Okay. It's the sister there and there's two other guys. We're having a great time. It's a beautiful Black unity cookout. Okay. We're having a good time.
Okay.
Would you say your wife was your family? Is that considered family?
Yeah.
So your husband is considered family,
Absolutely.
Right? Okay. So here we go. They said, Monique, we want to play a game of Would You Rather. Let's go. Would you rather your husband sleep with Lee Daniels with a condom or Corinne Steffens without one?
Really, Monique?
Now, as y'all are watching right now who haven't heard this story, y'all going, they doing the same thing in the studio. They going, okay. That is exactly what happened. Now, I said to the team, how does that uplift our community?
But what does that have to do with D.L. Hughley? Again, I'm listening to it, and I remember her telling this story before, I believe, and I'm asking myself, if he wasn't there, because she prefaced this conversation by saying that he was not there, what does this have to do with D.L. Hughley? But I'm going to hear it out for the fifth time, and maybe she adds some additional context that I'm not familiar with, because I have a hazy memory. This was a while back when they was going back and forth.
I said, sister, and her name is Jasmine, how could you ask another sister that? Well, we just planned. I said, tell me the joke in that, because I don't know what you're insinuating. Then you're involving people that have nothing to do with nothing. Like, what are y'all doing? So I said, I'm going to call my brother.
All right. You know what? We're going to go ahead and do this.
DL, I'm going to call my brother. I call DL Hughley on the phone.
Why?
I say, hey, baby.
Why?
Yeah.
Huh?
That's how he responds. Yeah.
Did he know it was you?
Yes, because they called him to let him know Monique's going to be calling.
Right.
Like this, it was getting crazy.
Right.
I'm like, just let me get on the phone with my brother. Right?
Yeah.
Hey, DL. Yeah. I said, listen, I just got off the phone with your team and they wanted to play this game, Would You Rather? And it was like, stupid. Like asking me about my husband and Lee Daniels and Corinne Steffens, and his exact words were, that's how we do it. I said, DL, how does that uplift our community? And again, I don't know what y'all trying to insinuate, but brother, what you doing? Like I said, that's just how we do it. So it is what it is. Now, it got so ugly that my attorney had to send a cease and desist. So it never aired. So we have, like, when Cat Williams talk and people, truth tellers talk, we have receipts to everything we're saying. That's how that whole thing got started. Okay? It's family. My husband is my family.
Yeah.
But that ain't, listen, I don't give a fuck. Honestly, I genuinely don't give a fuck. What does that have to do with anything? Okay, listen, This is how we play on this show. Before I ever go on somebody else's platform, the first thing I do is I look at what it is that they do on that platform so I can get a better understanding of what I get myself into before I even agree to go on a platform. You went on there, he wasn't on there. Then you say, okay, I don't like what y'all said, so I'm calling daddy. I'm calling y'all father on y'all. I'm gonna call DL Hughley. You call him, he say, yo, that's just how we do it. That's how we play up here. This is what we do. You don't want the episode to air. You got your attorney involved. Okay, the episode didn't air. Everybody keep it moving. I don't know why this is such a mind-blowing issue. Why is this like a mind-boggling thing? Like, why is, people get into it or people have disagreements every single day, B. Every day people have disagreements. This ain't even that fucking deep. This is how we doing on, okay, we won't air it. Keep it moving. All right, keep it moving. Nobody give a fuck. Okay, listen, that's family. All right, cool. We won't air it. Keep it moving.
Yeah.
Now, you babies that are really good with this internet, through the years, I've watched DL speak ill of me. Through the years. I never knew DL Hughley had a problem with me. But when Cass said they all a group, he forgot to put DL Hughley in the group. Mm-hmm. Through the years, I was bitter. I was dangerous with what I was doing, saying that it was inequality. My husband didn't know what he was doing. This went on through the years. I was unloved, all of these things. And I said to myself, I'm going to see you.
Cups.
I'm going to see you. I didn't go on nobody's show. I didn't say nothing to nobody, but I knew the time would come that I would see him. We were scheduled to do a show in Los Angeles. I was the headliner of that show. His name was on it, then his name came off. I didn't question it, but I knew I'm going to see him, right?
Eventually.
Okay, now we have a show in Detroit.
Yep, I remember this.
Contractually, I was the headliner. DL Hughley posted a memo. Now, when you signed your deal for the Ravens, did you sign a contract or a memorandum?
I signed a contract.
You see how you say that? Like anybody that knows good business, you sign. The memo is saying this is what I would like,
right?
But the contract is saying this is what it is. Okay?
Yes.
He put out a memo to our community, and that touched me a little different because I was saying, why would you lie to our babies? Because now they're thinking if they send somebody a memo, that's what they're supposed to get.
Man, ain't nobody tripping over no goddamn memo. I'm just gonna be real, bro. Ain't nobody tripping. Oh, okay, listen. DL Hughley pulled receipts that showed on a memo that he was actually the headliner. Now, we gonna make sure that we send memos in order to actually do business. Why are we making this much deeper than it really have to be? Honestly. Why are we making this so deep? This is not that deep, yo. Okay, so you didn't like the fact that he said that he was the headliner because y'all was doing a show in Detroit and all of this other stuff. And when people say is somebody difficult to work with, it don't have to be that you yelling or screaming. It's that every single thing bothers you, or every single little thing got to be an issue, or every single thing it got to be made a bigger deal than what it is. Or if we don't like each other, then I got to make sure that I nitpick at it. In my opinion, that is what I don't fuck with people, honestly, that are You know what happens in corporate America? Because I know some of these comedians ain't never had a corporate job before, so they don't understand how it works. You know what gets you ahead? And this is in everything in life. Business, corporate America, marriage, relationships. It's whether or not you're likable and you're a cultural fit. It's if you're likable and if you are a cultural fit. That's all it is. Anything outside of that, listen, you're supposed to be good at your job. You're supposed to be great at what it is that you do. Whatever it is that you got hired to do, you're supposed to do that. But the thing that makes people want to promote you is whether or not you actually somebody that they want to be around on a regular basis, or they want to have you, come with them because they know that you got their best interests at heart. Don't nobody want to be around somebody that's always, listen, if you got a problem with everybody, I mean every single person, Everybody is always something. They was joking. We was having a good time. They asked you the wrong question. Okay, so it was out of line as far as what your standards are. Establish that shit and keep it moving. Hey, man, listen, that's not cool. Let's just keep it moving, bro. People say stuff and like it was a guy that was on my after hour show the other day, and he kept asking certain questions, and I was like, hey, fam, listen, why you keep asking this type of question? I didn't trip. I didn't jump off the bridge. I didn't nuke him. I didn't mute him. I didn't ban him. I didn't do any of that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? I just set the precedent and I kept it moving. It's not that fucking deep. How can you be a content creator? How can you be an entertainer? How can you be a public figure? And you are so sensitive to every single thing that anybody says or anything that they do. It's a memorandum. It's a memo. It's not a...
Okay. I was contractually signed to go as the headliner.
Right. I mean, you go last.
D.L. Hughley didn't come into the building until 9:30. Now, contractually, I said I have to be on stage by 9:30 because if the show starts at 8, I refuse to keep an audience waiting.
Right.
That is disrespectful to the audience.
Correct.
When I went out on that stage, Shannon, I made sure everything I said, he heard me. Because now you're here and I'm going to say it to you.
Mm-hmm.
And I said some things on that stage that I said he was cowardly.
So
and some folks said, how could you say that? How could you?
So you was messy. You was messy.
Do that. And then I posted some things to say, this is what I meant. See, you came after my husband. And when you had a chance to fix it, when you had a chance to say,
he never came at her. Like, where?
oh, my bad. You know, we don't even
Right.
get down like that.
Right.
You told me it is what it is. And until he's brave enough and courageous enough to say, this is what really happened, y'all. Y'all have never known me to be no shit starter. Folks ain't never known me to go over and kick a sandwich out of somebody's hand that's hungry. But what people do know is, if you kick me, damn if I ain't gonna kick you back.
Right.
Because that's fair play.
Right.
So
Yo,
there
if
was
it was me, if I was them, I would absolutely go after her. Like, if you want smoke, then I got smoke. I got smoke. Rekindling this, restarting it. It was always supposed to be over, and now we revisiting it and all of that stuff. Man, this shit is so messy.
one left out the pack. And when you have people that continually don't take accountability, that's why you see us in the state of affairs we're in.
I'm a firm believer, Mo, that everybody don't play the same. And someone once told me, what is joke to you is death to someone else.
What is joke? That's why we don't play with people's families.
No.
When we had the Monique show, the radio show, listen, you can't come on here and speak ill of no one because we don't play like that because we know how this business works.
Right.
So when you allow that to happen, what do you think is going to come back your way? What do you think? And D.L. Hughley, please, no, brother, we still love you. Just take accountability for it. And we
Now that's them's fighting words right there. Them's fighting words. Listen, don't sit here and talk that mess to me. Don't sit here and talk about you love me. I'm sorry. Hold on. Let me get that back up there. I'm sorry. Don't sit there and say that you... I hate when people gaslight me.
I'm going to bring this up. Really happen, y'all. Y'all have never known me to be no shit. You have people that continually don't take accountability. That's why you see us in the state of affairs we're in.
I'm a firm believer, Mo, that everybody don't play the same. And someone once told me, what is joke to you is death to someone else.
What is joke? That's why we don't play with people's families.
No.
When we had the Monique show, the radio show, listen, you can't come on here and speak ill of no one because we don't play like that because we know how this business works.
Right.
So when you allow that to happen, what do you think is going to come back your way? What do you think? And D.L. Hughley, please, no, brother, we still love you. Just take accountability for it. And we move forward.
I remember reading something about the situation in Detroit. I didn't know the depth of the magnitude of it. I remember reading something about a memo about, I guess it's an addendum that was added on, but the contract is the contract.
The contract is the contract. And what happens is because of the messenger, it was easy to pile on. It was easy to pile on. And then when you have some of our black folk that go sit in front of a white man and speak ill of their people, I'm like, y'all, what are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing? What are we coming to that we're going to sit in front of this white man? I can't even say his name. I refuse. Everybody know who he is. We sit in front of him and we just let this man say any and everything about us, and then we go right in with him. That to me is
Who is she talking? Okay, so she willing to say, let me tell y'all how hypocritical this shit is. She's willing to say and talk about every single bringing DL Hughley up, and nobody even asked her about DL Hughley, and it was supposed to have kept it moving and buried the hatchet and not even mention it. But now she blaming it on the seat because she's trying to be like Cat Williams, right? And now she's willing to name names and call it for what it is, but now she's not willing to name names when it comes to the people that she say that is
dangerous. And y'all babies that's good with this little computer, don't take my word. You can just go through the years of this cat.
I know who she talking about. Everybody know who she talking about.
Running his mouth. And it's like, stop doing that, because what are we saying to the babies coming behind us? When I hear Brother D.L. Hughley say, with that Netflix special, I just accepted anything, whatever they gave me. These are not my words, they're his.
Right.
Well, that's how you do business. I'm not mad at you accepting anything.
Right.
Why are you mad at me saying I won't accept anything?
Right.
That's the difference. It's like people were judging me. I was hearing people, Shannon, okay, I didn't know we had so many tender people in our group.
Yeah.
I didn't know we had so many tender love.
She the most tender person out of all of them. She the most offended. I've never seen a comedian be more offended than Monique. I've never seen a comedian be more offended than Monique. I have not ever even, listen, I'm not sure that I've heard a funny joke from Monique. Ever. I'm not even going to say years. I can't remember a funny joke when you say Bernie Mac, I remember. When you say Patrice O'Neal, I remember. When you say Eddie Murphy, we reference it. When you say Red Fox, we can dig into it. Richard Pryor, absolutely. Dave Chappelle, 100%. Laugh at My Pain was funny as fuck from Kevin Hart. Care what nobody say, right? Cat Williams, some of these biggest scene steals that I've ever seen in my life. I didn't care about Cat Williams' latest special that I seen on Netflix, the World War III one. We didn't laugh at that. But I can say that Cat Williams absolutely was hilarious in a lot of the different things that he was in. I've seen Cat Williams do some funny shit. Like, you can go across the board. I can even name some more. I can remember some of the shit that she done funny. I can't remember the last time that I seen Monique do something that was funny. The most offended comedian that I've ever seen in my entire life, and I thought that comedy was supposed to be sacred.
I didn't know we had so many tender people, and I wouldn't want to be on the front line with these tender people where it's like, oh, I can't believe you said that. I can't. But it's what I
A.R. Taylor, name one. Name one right now. Which joke was funny? I'm reaching what? It's funny that you got people like Deatta, and don't mute her, don't ban her or nothing like that, because she ain't said nothing disrespectful. It's funny that they'll jump on here and say that, yet they still here. Why would you watch somebody that you don't actually care for or that you don't really want to see? Right? Why are you here if it bothers you so much? You still here. And you had to subscribe to even type that in the chat. You subscribe to the channel. Because it pricks your heart of what I say, and it's the truth. No, she not. No, she not. I'm not going for it. No, she is not. You are absolutely, positively wrong, Damien.
said the truth. Is what I said the truth.
I don't give
No, I
a
didn't
fuck
put no
about
sugar
that.
on it.
Right.
It was
I
shit.
don't know none of these
Right.
people.
And I didn't try to make it taste good. We got to stop running away from what is real, and we run into fantasy. And that's how come we keep staying where we sit.